Okay. Well, first off, I want to welcome everyone to my first of many video tutorials. My name is John Steffen, and what we're going to be doing right now is I'm going to be showing you guys the basics on how to set up folders and a couple other elements to make the experience that you're going to be having with Maya as smooth as possible, and also make some safety precautions just in case things go wrong. Say, for example, your actual software either conks out or basically just shuts down unexpectedly. There's some precautions you could take that'll help you with that. But more on that later. So, first and foremost, what I would highly recommend that you do is that you make yourself a folder in either your desktop or any other place that you think you can find easily. Now, I put it on my desktop myself, and here it is. Now, you'll notice that the folder currently is empty. That's going to change soon. So bringing up Maya. Now first thing I want to do is I want to basically tell Maya that I want that folder that I just created. Oh, and by the way, you could do the same technique in for Apples and Macs. So for any of my Mac viewers, you could basically do the same thing. But anyways, so to tell Maya where exactly you want to save and work from, first thing that you need to do is you go to File, and you go to Set Project, and you basically find the folder you want to work in. In this case, once again, it is Maya, and I'm setting that like so. Now, a pop-up might appear, like you guys are seeing here, and it's basically just saying that a file doesn't exist. That's going to help with your workspace. What do you want to do? In this case, you want to create default workspace. And there we go. So now, if I go back to that folder, there's a file in here, and again, this is basically telling Maya this is where I want to save. Now, that's the first step. Second step, we need other folders in here, because now that we've basically told Maya that this is where we want to save, we have to make folders that'll serve the purposes of saving the Maya files themselves. There'll be also files for where the textures are going to be, where the files are going to save to in terms of pictures and videos, and also something called Autosave, which will make an automatic backup every certain amount of time that you tell it. But we'll get there. So to get there, in terms of making the folders, you go to File, Project Window, and you're going to see a bunch of icons appear immediately. This is all the folders you'll need to get most of the stuff that you want complete. So again, Scenes is basically where your Maya files are going to be saved. Images is where your elements are going to be rendered in terms of videos, and basically sequential images if you decide to go that route, and also your UV maps, which we'll get to later. Source images is basically where your textures are going to be. Sound is for anyone who's going to be doing lip sync or want audio in their 3D files. Scripts for anyone who might be making your own Maya scripts or Mel scripts, or for the Python users. But again, that's another day. And also, again, one that could be useful is the autosave, which is specifically going to be, again, where your backups are going to be saved. But once you hit accept, voila. All the folders you'll need are right there, very well organized and ready to go. So that's great. And once you get to this point, you probably can get started. But once again, a couple other extra elements I would highly recommend. First is turn on that autosave, because usually that's not turned on by default. You have to turn that on every new computer. So to get there, to turn the autosave on, you go to Window, and you go down your list until you get to an option called Settings and Preferences. Once here, you go to Preferences. Now, it's going to have a lot of information thrown at you at one time, but if you know where to go, it's not too bad. In our case, we want to go to an option called Files and Projects. You click that, and well, this is basically where the autosave and a couple other options are going to be housed. Now, usually, it's not enabled, so it's going to look like this. So I'm going to enable it by just clicking this button, and you're going to be given the options to prompt before save or limit autosaves. I would not recommend turning those on, but that's up to you. In terms of interval minutes, the default I believe is 10, but I usually keep it to 20 to 30. This is more useful if you have bigger file sizes. I've occasionally worked with files that are about 100 and even 200 megs big, and they do take some time to work in and even longer to save. So something I would highly recommend is just turn it a little higher than 10. But again, your call. And then you hit save, and that should do it, at least for the auto backs. Now, one last thing I would recommend is turning on, or at least knowing, what kind of measurement system you're using. Now, by default, Maya uses the metric system, specifically centimeters. If you don't want to use centimeters for your measurement system, you can easily change this. Once again, go to Window, Settings and Preferences, and then go to Preferences yet again. And from here, choose the option called Settings. Now, there's a couple elements that we can get into later, but let's focus on what we need to right now, which is working units, linear, and this is basically where all your measurement systems are going to be. Now, millimeter can be useful if you're doing 3D printing, but I'm figuring for my American audience, inches, feet are probably going to be more useful for you. So you can change these at any time, and the numerical increments that you see on the side of the screen, which we'll see shortly, will be in inches or feet. Now for now I'm going to keep mine in centimeters just because it's working with me so far. And I'm going to hit save. So everything seems on the up and up. So if you want to go to File and Save As, I usually just do that to begin things. You're going to notice that we're currently in the Maya demo folder, which is great. And we're currently in the scenes folder, which is also great. Now, little heads up in terms of how to save. You'll see two different versions of Maya over here, Maya ASCII and Maya binary. I've noticed in the past that Maya ASCII might be a little bit more friendly if you have to work on a Mac. Maya binary usually can save on resources. It's up to you on how you want to go with this, but anyways, I'm just going to keep it in Maya binary for now. And I'm just going to call this demo_01. And that should work out pretty well. And I'm going to save. And I'm going to hit continue. Currently, I'm using this version of the file, so that's why I get that pop-up every so often. And that's pretty much the main thing I just wanted to show right now. Thank you for viewing, and what I'm going to show in the next tutorial is basically how to actually do things like input geometry and work with the interface itself. So that's it, and see you guys next time.